Hello and welcome to Shoot the Hostage with me, Sarah, and my partner Dan. We're a movie podcast and we cover 8 films per season on a specific theme. Now, we swear, we chat major spoilers, and we occasionally cover triggering topics, so please do use listener discretion. If you like what we do and want to support us, consider hitting 5 stars on Spotify, or maybe subscribing or even reviewing on your platform of choice. We also have a Patreon with a free tier for lineups and updates, and 2 paid tiers with extra content and early ad-free uploads. Right, on with the show.
Alrighty, so episode number 100.
3 digits.
Can you believe we're in the 3-digit club now? That's pretty good.
Yeah.
You sound underwhelmed. Do you wish it was 500?
Well, yeah, of course. I wish it was 1,000, 2,000, 10,000. I don't know.
10,000. We'll never get to 10,000.
We'll die trying.
We'll die. We'll be long dead. And then our AI avatars, maybe they'll get to 10,000, but we won't.
Our AI avatars will be, maybe they've taken over already and we've just not said anything.
Maybe they've taken over and we just don't know that they've taken over.
Oh, don't do that.
What is consciousness anyway?
Look, this is not dreams season anymore. We've had those conversations.
And we will again. I'm
sure.
So we're in your true crime season.
Yeah.
This is the second episode of your true crime season. We've moved on from the darkness of Snowtown, which was a slog, but we're moving away from that now to the really uplifting story of someone that got their kneecaps broken.
To an uplifting dark comedy about domestic abuse. Yeah, I didn't think this through, did I? It's nowhere near as bleak as last week.
No, and also this is very much played for comedy for the most part as well. So it is. Yeah. It's unusual that it's about something that's quite disturbing and dark and like domestic abuse all over this film, this relationship, the main characters' relationships, based on Tonya Harding, real life figure skater in the 90s. Like I said, we have moved on from Snowtown, but not as far as you would think, because it's still an Australian director in Craig Gillespie.
I didn't know he was Australian. Okay.
Yeah. He moved over from Sydney to New York, I believe, when he was 19. So Aussie, another Aussie.
Huh, that was unintentional then.
Yeah, I didn't know until I think yesterday during part of my research, because he doesn't, I don't know, he doesn't feel like I don't know what an Australian director feels like, all right? But I don't know, he feels like an American director to me, just some of the stuff that he's covered. I think he's got a really, not blow you away type body of work, but just a really solid body of work.
100%. I'm really glad that we're on the same page with that straight out of the gate, because it's funny, when I was thinking about how I would define my feelings about I, Tonya, I was thinking it's a really solid film. So it's interesting that you're starting off by saying that. Yeah, I agree on all counts, actually, because I'm trying to think what else. Obviously, he did Dumb Money, which we've both seen. He did Pam and Tommy, which was a little bit controversial, but again, solid. But it all feels very American. You're right.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
Yeah,
what else has he done?
I think you mentioned Dumb Money, but I think that's that's my favourite of his, I think. I really, really liked Dumb Money a lot. Mm-hmm. I think I've got a list of his movies here. So the first feature he directed was Mr. Woodcock, which actually, do you know what? I think I did see that at the time and I didn't like it very much.
What is it? Will you just fill me in? It's not ringing a bell.
Thornton has big basketball, what he throws at someone's head, I think, who might be Stifler from American Pie.
He has a big basketball or a regular sized basketball?
It's a big ball. It's a very big ball. Or it's a regular sized ball that was close to the camera.
Was it a 3D movie? Did it feel like it was coming straight at you?
Yeah, it was a 3D movie, I think. It was definitely in that era of 3D movies. It was that and then Avatar. They
And
double featured it.
Piranha 3 Double D.
Piranha 3 Double D, yeah, which is the greatest movie ever made.
Yeah.
I haven't
No,
seen it. I'm joking.
no
I'm just
arguments here.
assuming. So I think Mr. Woodcock, it might possibly be my least favourite of his. Something that we watched not that long ago that you introduced me to, Lars and the Real Girl.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Gosling. Yeah, I enjoy that.
That's a weird little movie, that.
It's a really weird little movie, but it's
Is that
cute. It's
is
the
that
sort of quirky but quite charming independent movie that I really like.
yeah, it's got you written all over it.
A sex doll? Yes, Sarah will love this.
I know that you're a huge fan of the Fright Night remake.
Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah, that felt really American.
Which I really like. I was going to watch it the other
Yeah.
night, but I forgot.
Good.
I really like it. I think it's a lot of fun. Actually, I think I saw that before I saw the original Fright Night.
You did, because we had words. Look, maybe I'm being unfair. I've seen it once, and perhaps I watched it in the headspace of my allegiance lies to the original because I love the original, I really do. So maybe I didn't give it a fair shake.
I think that's often the problem with reboots and remakes, isn't it? Is that especially if it's a beloved film, well, question number one is, well, right, why remake it then? And the second point is that it's going to be difficult for people that love the original to understand why it happened and what's going to be different enough about it. I guess I'm not married enough to the original that, well, like, as I say, I saw the remake first, so I kind of really enjoyed that. I do like the original as well, but it's not like it's important to me. It's not like we're going to watch a reboot of RoboCop. It's not that kind of level for me.
Nobody would ever be stupid enough to remake that, surely.
No. So yeah, I think he's a solid director. I watched one the other day that I hadn't seen before called $1 Million Arm.
Oh, I don't know that one.
I hadn't heard of it either. It's only by going through his letterbox I saw that, and it was on the Disney, I think it was.
Is it about football?
It's about baseball.
Ah, I knew it was about a sport with a title like that.
You knew it featured balls to some degree.
Yeah. One or more regular sized giant. Who's to say?
Yeah. And guess what? That movie was all right.
Okay.
It was.
So in conclusion, he's a safe pair of hands.
He's a safe pair of hands, yeah. I haven't seen The Finest Hours, which is about big boat go upside down or something. Or
I have seen
rescue.
that one.
Have you? Ben Foster does Is it boring?
A little bit.
Okay.
It's fine. Again, it's fine. It's a decent movie, but it's not to my personal tastes.
I had read that the first hour is a bit of a drag, which is part of the reason I didn't watch it. But also based on a true story. So I guess that he's quite drawn to things that have some basis in reality, which is why I'm guessing that he did the 101 Dalmatians reboot a few years ago, because that's based on real life as well, isn't it?
It is, yes, famously.
I think in real life, though, there are 102 dogs.
Oh, right. Were they Dalmatians or different breed?
They were pugs, I think.
102 pugs. Doesn't quite have the same ring. And
No.
To be honest, I think you'd probably need to skin more than 102 of them for a jacket.
Is that the plot of that?
Are you unfamiliar, genuinely?
I mean, I have seen the Jeff Daniels one, I think, when it came out, but I don't remember what happened in it clearly.
That's Cruella de Vil's whole MO.
Right.
That she wants to skin these dogs for fur coats.
She doesn't sound very nice.
Nah, she's kind of a cunt.
Oh, wow. So why did they make an entire movie about her? Was it like one of these, she's baddie, but this is why she's baddie?
Well, there was a bit of a trend for a while, wasn't there? There was Maleficent. They were leaning heavy into the villains for a while at Disney.
Is Maleficent about a baddie? About a Disney baddie? Is it a queen? Is it a bad queen that lives in a mirror?
Sure.
Thought so.
Yeah.
It's that classic story.
Tale as old as time.
Yeah. that feels like a bit of an outlier in his filmography to me. But I guess
Yeah.
he's done a few Disney jobs. So, and as we say, he's a safe pair of hands. So they're probably like, let's give him a budget. And I have no concept of how well that film did or not. Possibly might have come out in a time where there weren't many films being released. Do you know what? It was probably straight to Disney, wasn't it? It's probably one of those.
Cruella.
Yeah.
Um, no, I think it got a cinema release,
Mm,
if I remember. I haven't seen it, I'll be honest. Had no desire to. As much as I love Emma Stone,
mm.
didn't appeal.
No, I mean, me neither. I'm sure that she nailed it, but yeah, it's not really my cup of tea.
So it's a second week on the trot, not only of an Australian director, but an Australian director that's drawn to true stories,
Mm,
which is very odd. Except, unlike Justin Cozell, who seems to really lean into the darker, grittier side of things, Craig Gillespie seems to go for scandals
yeah,
more
that's good.
than like hardcore crime.
Yeah, yeah. There's definitely more of a through line of comedy in Gillespie's movies.
Yeah.
He does seem to lean towards the lighter side of things. Yeah, which is in the case of I Tonya, I think it's I think I do I like this film more than you?
I don't know.
Hmm. Because
Only you can say that, surely.
no, because when we opened up and we were talking about Gillespie just being a really solid filmmaker, you sort of said the
Mhm.
same thing about I Tonya, but I think this is really good.
Yeah,
I
no,
think
me
it's
too.
I think it's a really well balanced film, and I think it's something that it must have been tricky because it's some of it's about very serious domestic abuse, domestic violence,
Mhm.
and somehow with everything that we see, it still manages to balance the comedy. And
Yeah,
I think that must be a really tricky balancing act to get that tone right. So,
incredibly hard, yeah.
mm,
It's funny because I recently watched a film called Sorry Baby, which I'd been anticipating quite for quite a while. It was getting some really good buzz, and I watched it, and it's kind of maybe shaping up to be one of my favorites of the year. But much like I, Tonya, it has this incredible balancing act of tones. Like 1 minute you're sort of the characters are talking about this awful thing that happened, and the next you're laughing, and you sort of catch yourself going, "Oh, should I be laughing at this?" But it's genuinely
mm,
funny, and it's yeah, it's such a precarious balancing act that must be so difficult to pull off, but they definitely manage it here.
yeah, they do. And I think part of that is, huge part of it is the cast.
Yeah.
I think the performances all round are absolutely brilliant in this. I think the editing as well maybe doesn't get enough credit sometimes,
Hmm.
particularly in comedies and films that have comedy in them anyway. It's so important, and that's a lot of the time is how you deliver a joke is by the edit, by the cut,
Yeah.
and I think that's really obvious here to me anyway. But what I think that one of the things that I think Gillespie does,
Gillespie.
Gillespie. One of the things I think I love him so much that I don't even know his surname. One of the things that I think that he's really good at is casting. And
Mm.
you have a casting director, they get the people in front of you, but I'm sure that he and Margot Robbie as well, who cast herself in this, given it's her own production company.
Oh yeah, was it Lucky Chap?
I don't know the name. I believe you.
I don't think I was aware of her production company until Promising Young Woman.
Oh, did she produce that?
She did, yeah.
Interesting. That's fascinating because I know that when she started the company, I don't know when it was. I'm not going to pull a number out my ass, but at some point this century,
Hmm.
I believe, she wanted to focus on telling female-centric stories, and obviously that makes sense when you mention Promising Young Woman. You mention I Tonya, obviously the big one, Barbie.
Hmm.
So that's really interesting. But yeah, so she was obviously always going to be I Tonya in this because she got the project made, basically.
Yeah.
But also, I think Gillespie is just really. I don't know if he obviously gets the right people, and I think the cast in this are brilliant. But I think in all of his movies, the cast do brilliant jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if he's just an actor's director, that he encourages great performances, whether he gets the right person for the job. Probably a bit of both, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Yeah.
think there's probably one of my favorite things about this is just the cast, and particularly when you look at a character like Jeff Galooly, I think his
Yes.
name was.
There's some very interesting names in this.
Yeah, it seems like he was a piece of shit, but the character is portrayed in a very funny way, but in a way that he's an idiot, a bit like
Mm.
the Paul Walter Hauser character. Is it Sean?
I believe
Who's
so. Sean Eckhart, I think he's called.
Yeah, I think a lot of I think a lot of the comedy in this comes from the fact that these people, some of them are just like not the sharpest knife in the rack and just making really bad decisions.
That's an understatement. Yeah, just
Yeah,
life's losers.
yeah,
Yeah, I think maybe you're onto something there. I think he seems like somebody that actors build a decent rapport with as well, because he seems to repeatedly work with some of the same actors. Because I know he's worked with Sebastian Stan on multiple projects, like this one, Pam and Tommy. He was in Dumb Money as well, if
yeah.
memory serves.
He was a small role, but he was in it. Yeah.
Yeah. Nick Offerman was in both Pam and Tommy and Dumb Money.
Mm.
So I don't know. I like that, because to my mind, that sort of speaks to a director's groundedness,
I think,
personability.
yeah, I think with a director like Gillespie, who's not making $250 million movies, I think that's probably the case. This was made for $11 million, and I think
11.
it's
Wow.
crazy, isn't it? I can't see many of these casts signing on, because I imagine that none of them probably earned more than Margot Robbie, number one on the call sheet, cast number one. Yeah, she would have got paid the most for sure. But I can't
Mhm.
imagine Sebastian Stan or Paul Walter Hauser or Allison Janney making more than a couple of $100,000, which is a lot of money to me and you, and
Yeah.
to probably anyone listening. But for actors of that kind of standing, Sebastian Stan particularly, on I don't know what he's earning on Marvel now, but a lot, I would imagine, given that he's made 57 of the films.
Yep.
So, and this was 2017, I suppose. So it was before he'd made his sort of 43rd Marvel film. But I don't know. Yeah, for an 11 million budget, a solid director like Gillespie, I think a lot of it would be, we're just going to have a good time making this. It's an interesting story. It's a good script. And they know that they're not going to get fucked around. So I think you're
Mhm.
probably right. I think you're onto something there. I think it probably is slightly different when you look at the auteurs, like I don't know, I can't speak to Nolan's character, Christopher Nolan, not the band, the Nolan Sisters. I'm not talking about them.
We would never want to disparage them.
Yeah, I think he's all right as long as he's got a floppy hairdo and a big scarf on. But I don't know, he may be a difficult director. He may not. I really don't know. But if he was a difficult director, people would still be signing up to be in his movies,
Oh
because
yeah, The Prestige.
the Prestige, exactly.
Yeah.
Tarantino, another one.
Mhm.
People like that. Scorsese seems like he's lovely. So again, an actor. He does act sometimes, so I'm not wrong. A
Yep.
director that encourages, or seems to, actors seem to want to work with him and work with him over and over again. De Niro's,
Yeah.
Pacino's, all of those guys. So yeah, I think you might be right. I think Gillespie might be one of those people. There was a thing on the special features of the Blu-ray, and it was just one of those talking head pieces when everyone's going, "Oh, the director's great. Is it great? Gillespie is just great. He's brilliant. We love him, and he's all great, and we love him so much." And it was a bit sickening. It was 3 minutes of that. I didn't. I watched. I think got about halfway through, and I switched it off. And I know that probably most of the time, because they're always on the extras of these things, how great the
Yeah.
director is. And I bet most of the time it's a complete fucking lie. But this time I genuinely believe it. And I don't know, maybe at some point, the day after this episode comes out, probably we'll find out he's done something horrific and we'll have to eat our
Oh,
words.
don't say that.
But I would be surprised. But,
I mean,
you never know.
yeah, I think I don't know. It depends what people's contracts state as well. I don't know. I don't know if contracts include like BTS stuff these days, but to my mind, if I was an actor that was involved in a project and the director was a piece of shit, I would just decline to be a part of the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
Like, when you ask for a reference and people aren't allowed to give you a negative reference, they can just decline.
Yeah.
Kind of like that, I guess.
Yeah. So that's a bad reference then.
Yeah, exactly. It's a kind of a pointless system.
The only
But,
people you're helping there is the people that do the references.
literally, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, even people like Tarantino have actors going to bat for him. I mean, maybe they'll say keep your shoes on around him, but
Yeah. Yeah. I say, but Gillespie, he seems to sort of work around the low budget kind of area
mm,
of things, with the exception of, I don't know what the budget was for Cruella, but it was Disney, so it's at least 150
too
million.
much. Yeah.
He is working on, as we record this, the new Supergirl movie,
Oh
which
yeah.
it's probably wrapped by now and in post.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, he's obviously doing that, so we'll see how that gets on. But he's obviously under the DC umbrella now, working with James Gunn. So Gunn's another one that gets actors working for him over and over again. So
I mean,
don't know.
the only real controversy he's had was the old tweets that people deemed inappropriate. The things that he was
Yeah,
joking about. It's like he came from trauma.
yeah,
Obviously, he's going to be joking about some really dark shit. It's a
yeah.
joke.
But I mean, that was crazy. That
Yeah,
was
disproportionate.
so disproportionate, and there's people walking around doing proper horrible shit
Hmm.
that just don't. Nothing happened. Like the jokes that he told, were they the greatest idea? No, they weren't. But would I
Yeah,
have done it when I was 22? Probably. I probably would have made those jokes. I didn't have access to Twitter at the time, which is probably a good thing for us.
I mean, I
But
might still make jokes like that. I just have the sense to do it in the privacy of my own home.
yeah, we just say them at each other
Yeah.
and then laugh. And I believe the statement that we most use when we're having a conversation is, "This joke does not leave these four walls."
Yeah, this is an inside joke.
Yeah, in all senses of the
In a
word. Yeah,
very, very literal way. Yeah.
but I can't imagine Gillespie has ever sent any weird tweets about about. I'm not even going to say
No,
what the
let's
nature of
not.
those
Let's
jokes
not.
were. Let's not go there.
No.
Let's talk about I, Tonya, the movie that we're here to talk about.
How familiar were you with the story of Tonya Harding before seeing this movie?
I was not familiar at all. I'd never heard of Tonya Harding. I'd never heard of ice skating. I was introduced
Fuck
to ice
off.
skating when I watched this movie in about 20. I think I watched this pretty soon after it came out because I was like, oh, Margot Robbie's new movie. I'll watch that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. But no, I had never heard of this story at all. What about you?
Oh yeah. As somebody who was paying attention to the news cycle.
What, in the 90s?
Yeah, of course. There was
Were
fuck all
you?
else to do.
You were watching the news when you were 8?
My parents had newspapers lying around. Yeah, it's wild to me that a lot of this stuff sort of passed you by because recently we watched the documentary about Shannon Matthews and you were like, nope, don't remember any of this. I'm like, how? It was the talk of the town, every town.
Not my town.
I don't know. Yes, I was familiar with Tonya Harding and Nancy
Mm,
Kerrigan and the
right.
incident.
The incident. Do they call it the incident in the movie as well?
Potentially.
I believe that they do. It happened. I did write down the date, 6th of January, 1994,
Mm.
and nothing else ever happened on 6th of January at all, ever.
No,
So
no.
that's the only interesting thing that ever happened on a January the 6th.
Hmm.
So how familiar were you going into this then, watching it? Did you know everything?
No,
Or,
no. I didn't know the intricacies of the situation. I didn't know much about Tonya Harding herself, or even how involved she'd been. I vaguely remembered the news and the implication that she was more involved than she let on. And, she kind of became a bit of like the butt of the joke, I guess. She became whatever the 90s version of a meme was.
Yeah.
Which seemed to happen a lot back then.
Well, it was weird, isn't it? I think it was kind of the beginning of that era of, I think on the extras again, they spoke about the 24-hour news cycle.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that that was pretty new back then, and they had to fill the air with something. And we're not going to, make it about real things where people are suffering around the world. We're going to basically turn the situation into reality TV, and everyone's going to have an opinion on it. So I'd heard about that via the extras, and I don't know if someone mentioned it or if it's an original thought, but I thought about that's my get out of jail free card there.
In case I'm accidentally plagiaristic.
In case I'm accidentally plagiaristic, and it also makes me sound humble, so I win. Whatever way the cookie crumbles, I just sound like a really good guy.
You do, yeah.
So it's O.J. Simpson. Like, it's a similar time.
Yes, yeah.
It's that now that I was familiar with. I had heard of the
Yeah.
I was going to say scandal, but that's not the right word for it. It's horrific crimes that were committed, murder.
Yeah.
And of course, that was everywhere when I was about 10, and my parents were glued to that trial. And that's never sat right with me. And I feel like I thought about that, and I thought about the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case, and just that way that the media, and I suppose us, like, they wouldn't, if we didn't watch it, they wouldn't air it.
Oh, yeah,
So
we're absolutely complicit.
We're absolutely complicit. If it bleeds, it leads, that old adage. Like, we will be stuck to our screens and we'll watch it. But to make like a media circus of this sort of quite serious stuff sometimes, I think, and to vilify people, to say, I absolutely know Michael Jackson is another one. I remember people in the 90s going, oh, he's definitely innocent. And other people going, oh, he's definitely guilty. And me just thinking, but no, you don't. Like, we live in Essex. You do not know Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
There's no, you don't know either way.
You might know Michael Jackson. It was probably quite a common name.
Yeah, that's probably what they're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I find it very bizarre when people are just they just so aggressively defend someone where they just don't know. Like the Johnny Depp thing. Oh, Johnny Depp's definitely innocent. He would never do anything like this. Well, you don't know that, do you?
Yeah, exactly.
And, and the same thing about Amber Heard, and people were judging her, saying that they thought that she was making everything up and things like that. And it's like, again, you don't know. You have no fucking idea. You're watching this trial, but you don't know. And I don't know if maybe this Tonya Harding situation was the early days of that, where people were just glued. It's basically reality TV. That's basically what it is.
Yeah, it's a media circus.
It's a media circus, and I do not like it. I hate it. So maybe that's part of the reason that I hadn't heard of it. I don't know. I don't know.
It's funny. Some of the cases that you just likened it to. It's funny. The one that I think it has the most in common with, I can't remember when it happened. I feel like this was early 90s as well, but was the Lorena Bobbitt scandal, which, if you don't know what happened there, there was a news story that this woman had bitten off her husband's no, not bitten off, like chopped off her husband's penis and thrown it out of a window. And she was made a laughing stock in the newspapers. She was absolutely the punchline. And it came to light later. And if you want to know more about it, there's actually, I think, a 3-part miniseries on Amazon Prime that's definitely worth watching, just called Lorena. But it turned out she was an abused woman. She was an abused wife. And I basically reached her limit.
And she snapped.
She snapped, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it has a lot in common with this case, because people want a perfect victim, but that does not exist. People want it to be clear cut, and that's never the case. So yes, these women may have done bad things, but you have to look at their history leading up to the point of that. And can we stop kind of monetizing and monopolizing these abused women's stories in the way that we do,
Yeah.
which is why I quite like the way that I, Tonya was approached, because you've already
Agreed.
talked about it being a comedy, but actually as a representation of domestic abuse, it's kind of responsible, dare I say. I don't know. How do you feel about it in that regard? Because
Uh,
you can't really shy away from the domestic abuse angle. It,
yeah.
as you already said, it sort of permeates the entire film and
Mm.
informs a lot of who Tonya Harding was and is.
I think this film is kind of like I said, getting the tone right must have been super difficult given all of the things that they're trying to cover. The abuse and the violence was difficult to watch,
Hmm.
but also like there was some really, maybe the next scene is a make you laugh scene. And that transition was very interesting and hard to strike that balance. But what the reason that I like it is because it's like life. Life is not black or white.
Hmm.
It's complicated and grey. And sometimes it's tragic and sometimes it's funny. And a lot of the time it's both things at the same time.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to like the violence and stuff. I'm not trying to downplay that, tragic and horrific to go through that sort of thing, I'm sure. But it's not black and white. So it was kind of refreshing to see a take on it where you see them falling in love. You see he seems like a bit of a, like he seems harmless. Like when you first meet him, he seems like a
Hmm.
bit of a doofus, but he seems like a nice guy. So to have him like in a couple of scenes later doing some of the things that he's doing was really jarring.
Hmm.
So I agree with your statement, responsible in the way that it just felt quite real to me. It didn't feel
Yeah.
like a hyper real situation. It was very funny in places and very tragic in places. But like I say, that's life. So it just made me feel like this was a real situation. These were real people. I know that they were, but it felt that way to me. It didn't feel like
Yeah.
it had a very strong point of view. This person's bad, that person's bad. It was just going, this is what happened.
Hmm. Well, I think it sort of goes one further with that kind of disclaimer at the start. I can't remember the exact wording, but it was something like the somewhat true, irony-free
Mhm.
dramatization of what actually happened, which is sort of their get out of it's half Jeff's story and it's half Tonya's story. We interviewed them both. Their stories were wildly contradictory.
Yeah.
And then there's that moment where Tonya's kind of pointing a gun at Jeff and then
Yeah.
stops and breaks the fourth wall and said, "This didn't happen." So
Mm.
I liked things like that because they're never for a second claiming this is absolutely 100% accurate
Yeah.
to what played out in real life. Some might call that irresponsible, but I think having that disclaimer is the only way to present that story because nobody really knows. Everybody's going to have their own truth,
Mm.
and then there'll be objective truth in the middle.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you're right. I think this is maybe one of the most realistic portrayals of domestic abuse on screen because it's so often where there's this big burly man who just gets off on using his partner as a punching bag.
Mm.
And they're just this meek little victim who's desperately seeking a way out. And that's not what it's like in real life. It can be really insidious. And I think in Tonya Harding's case, there were people who backed up her story of being abused and traumatized throughout her childhood. Her mum was a bit of a monster by all accounts. Apparently, her half brother molested her when he was young and he went to jail. But
Yeah.
her parents sort of disputed that and said it didn't happen. So she grew up in this environment where all of this was perfectly normal.
Mm.
Of course, the first man she meets, she gets into a violent relationship with. You're not going to question it.
Mm.
That's
This is
love.
just what happens when you're in love, yeah, and you're in a
Yeah.
relationship with somebody.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's just part of it. And I bet there's probably because it had happened to I'm not trying to psychoanalyze victims of abuse, but is there a degree that um, maybe some people feel like they deserve that, like they feel. And I'm not saying that's true. They don't. Let me be clear, they do not.
Of
But
course not. Yeah.
they might feel that way. They
Yeah. I
might feel
think
like they
that's
deserve.
definitely the way that it's portrayed in this film because you can sort of see Lavona, obviously, in impeccable performance by Allison Janney. She kills me in this movie.
Yeah,
She's so good.
she's
But
great.
but you can see her like eroding Tonya's self-worth
Mm,
as a young girl. And of course that's going to have an impact. Of course that's going to ripple out through every aspect of her life going
yeah,
forward. How
of
can it
course, yeah.
not? But I also like the fact that Tonya was kind of a piece of shit to Jeff as well. Because, like I
Yeah,
say,
and she
it's not clear cut.
no, no, it's absolutely not. And yeah, she kind of like the shotgun stuff was interesting. They didn't portray her as this, like you said, kind of meek character. She kind of stood up for herself in the movie anyway, and she was a strong character. And the
Mm,
fact that she, you know, we'll get to the ice skating stuff, but um, what she achieved was, you know, no mean, like that's really impressive what she did.
yeah.
So to come from that background, all of that abuse, all of that just being piled upon to achieve what she achieved is fucking incredible. And it's really sad that one of the saddest things to me is that she just wasn't sort of really recognized as one
Mm,
of the greats. And I think to come from that kind of situation and to still perform on the world stage the way that she did is really impressive. And it's like a
agree. Yeah.
underdog story that I wish I had known about it before, because it's a kind of an inspiring story as well.
It is. It's inspiring and tragic.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Like, even removing all of the abuse elements from the story, the fact that she came from poverty effectively and infiltrated this sport that was almost exclusively for the privileged
Mm.
is in itself a feat and speaks to her innate talent as a young
Yeah.
kid. I mean, one of my best friends growing up throughout high school was a like champion roller skater, and her parents sort of put her on skates when she was like 2, I think, for the first time. And they weren't, I don't think they were like pushy parents or anything, but they definitely sort of nurtured that innate talent, and she went on to do really, really well. And I think it's just interesting how it's portrayed in this film, because you can kind of see that she's almost at peace when she's on the ice. That's maybe the only time she ever feels comfortable. And I think how it plays out just makes it so tragic.
Yeah, you kind of wish that things had been different. You definitely, I do definitely wish that things had been different, and she'd have had more success and just carried on and had a big, huge career. But also, this figure skating situation seems like it's not very inviting for
No.
someone that they deem to be not worthy of such a sport. Like it seems stuck up. Like a lot of sports are very exclusive. You need lots of money to even get your foot in the door, and it seems like figure skating is no different.
Yeah.
It's that
Well,
kind of situation.
it's funny. We were talking about this recently, weren't we, in terms of one of your interests, like F1, for example.
Mm.
And it's only really people who come from privilege and have the money to plow into getting good and nurturing any talent that make it. And it's so sad.
For the most part, that's true. You have a couple of outliers like
Yeah.
Lewis and Michael Schumacher who didn't really come from money, but their parents worked incredibly hard to get them
Mm.
into the sport, and they had a natural talent as well. So, but you know, that's men. So that you already there's already a certain amount of societal agreement there that the Olympians, the sports people, the male sports people are more readily accepted. But
Mm.
if it's a woman that they deem to be wrong side of the tracks, I imagine that that's probably much harder, because they were very judgmental about what she was wearing, and you've already
Mhm.
got the societal expectations about how certain people think women should present and things like that. So it just must be so much more difficult in a sport like this. And do you know what? Some of the times when she was giving it back to the judges in the movie, I was just like, yes, good for you. Go and have a shit on that ice. That's what I wanted to see.
It's funny. I was trying to find, I watched a few interviews with Tonya Harding, and there was one that was sort of specific to the film. And she met Margot Robbie. She was kind of on board with this project. I think she sold the rights to make her life story. And so she was not necessarily involved, but present throughout proceedings. And she was talking to Margot Robbie after the fact, once the film had come out, and she said to the journalists, like, I never told the judge to suck my dick, but I wish I had.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But besides that, like, it does seem to be portrayed pretty damn accurately. That sort
Which
of
is
stuff, anyway.
Which is nuts, because this is the kind of thing that if you'd have told me about this, if you'd just done a "Would you lie to me" thing and told me three things where I haven't seen that show in 15 years, but premise is they tell you three things and one's the truth and two are a lie or something. I would
Yeah, it's the
assume
old
that.
game, Three Truths and a Lie, Two Truths and a Lie.
Oh, is it based on is it a reboot of that?
Yeah,
I didn't realize that.
yeah.
If you'd have told me this story, I'd have been like, "You're mad. There's no way that this happened in the way that it did with the people that are in this film."
Yeah.
And particularly when you get to, we haven't really spoken about Paul Walter Hauser yet, but I am
Oh, we will.
fucking dying to.
Yeah.
Like, all of his stuff, is he insane? Yes. The answer is yes.
Insane, and I would posit potentially low IQ into the mix. Because he's not functioning in the same reality as the rest of us, that's for sure.
Doesn't seem to be, yeah.
No.
And neither did the people that committed the crime as well, physically committed it. A lot of that stuff that happened then as well apparently is actually how it went down.
Yeah, he did use like a retractable baton, I believe.
Yeah.
Like even the weapon was accurate.
He really did headbutt that glass door. He really did tackle that person when he was trying to escape. The other one really did move that car every 15 minutes to avoid suspicion. Come on. It doesn't sound real. It sounds made up, but it's fascinating.
Yeah.
And I guess that the fact that we're talking about it like this and it's making us laugh, that I imagine that probably was what dictated the tone of this, which is a brilliant script by Stephen Rogers, Cap, employing his mate Bucky on this film.
That's where he went.
Yeah, but it's a great script. It's a really good script, and underlined by, highlighted by brilliant performances and editing, as we've said. But
well, let's talk about the performances, shall we?
All right, they're great, aren't they?
Yeah. Done.
Yeah, I think I was thinking about this. I think for the most part, there might be career, not best. That's a bit strong, but career top threes at least. Like Margot Robbie, I think is just absolutely fantastic in this.
Well, she got the Oscar nomination, I believe.
Oh, did she?
She did, yeah.
There
I think she lost to Frances McDormand for 3 Billboards.
Oh, come on. You're up against Frances. You're never going to win now, are you? Okay, fair enough. Yeah, really, really solid, great performance in this. Probably, it might be my favourite Margot Robbie performance, I think.
Yeah.
Just in terms of like acting ability. It's not my favourite Margot Robbie film, but it's up there, definitely.
Or wigs. It's definitely not your favourite Margot Robbie wigs.
No. No, that made me rethink my choices. That wig was horrendous. Your boy, Sebastian Stan. One for me, one for you in this. This was an interesting way to go about it, wasn't it?
With that tash, I'm not so sure. And that weedy little voice that he was doing.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he's called Jeff.
Yeah, it's just no.
Jeff Galooly. But he was great in this, and to deliver a performance where 1 minute I'm laughing at him and thinking he's harmless, to the next being like super aggressive and a piece of shit, and then also like, I don't know, there's a lot of grey there, and I think that he did. I think my favourite ever performance of his is probably when he played Trump in The Apprentice.
Agreed. And I never thought I would say that, because I do fancy Sebastian Stan, and The Apprentice somewhat killed that for me, but he fucking nailed it. He had such a strong year last year, between that and A Different Man.
Yeah.
Excellent.
He's fantastic. And I think maybe, just coming out 2017, he probably shot this in, I'm not sure when this was out, but I know it was a really quick turnaround. It was for such a low budget.
It's like probably 30 days or something.
Yeah.
It was a really short shoot.
So probably shot around end of 16, start of 17. But he's just gone from strength to strength, I think. But yeah, The Apprentice, he absolutely nailed that. I love that movie. I thought it was fantastic. You mentioned Allison Janney. I can't think off the top of my head what I would know her in. Is she in SNL?
I don't know, but she was somebody I was a fan of from probably my late teens because I grew up watching her in films like 10 Things I Hate About You and Drop Dead Gorgeous, and she's always fucking hilarious. So I went into this a little bit biased,
Mm.
but she floored me in this. She's so funny.
She's really funny. And again, like really serious. Real life Tonya Harding doesn't speak to her mum anymore. Like that's a
Yeah.
serious situation, and she must have put her through hell. But it's because this is a comedy, and I think one of the first times I laughed in this is when she kicked the child off the chair. But again, really quick cut after that, and I
Yeah.
think a lot of that is the editing. But I don't want to undermine her performance. Her performance was great,
Yeah,
really,
she
really good.
she did win the Oscar that year for supporting actress.
Did she?
She did.
Wow, yeah,
Yeah.
fully deserved.
I think for me, it was that moment where the bird's pecking her ear and she just pulls away. It's
Yeah,
just the little mannerisms and the harsh. Oh, just, I don't know. She's incredible in this movie.
yeah. Do you know what? One thing I didn't do was look up the real life interviews. But
Okay.
I wish I had, because I don't know, that to have that bird on her shoulder feels way too specific for it not to be true.
Oh, no. Yeah. And she was sat there in a fur coat as well.
Yeah, that's
Completely
mad.
accurate.
Yeah, stranger than fiction. Like it's so weird. All of these situations,
Yeah.
and it's just mad. I suppose they were like, well, we've got nothing to embellish here. Maybe there's some character stuff that's hard to have an objective portrayal of because it's one person against the other.
Yeah.
But that stuff where the interviews, the same with the Paul Waterhouse's character, Sean, that interview, I did catch some of that actually, I think. Or did I? No, I tell a lie. I actually saw the deleted scenes where there's just like a 5-minute bit of that interview with
Okay.
Paul Waterhauser and the journalist. And maybe I thought that it was real because it just felt very real. He was just in character the whole time talking about this situation and how he is definitely into counterterrorism. The journalist like, but you're not though. And he's like, yeah, I am. They wrote about me in a travel magazine.
We'll get back to him in a second because I do want to talk about Paul Walter Hauser. But I think you're onto something there with like it just sort of exemplifies how good the tonal juggling was in this film, because we've already talked about the domestic abuse angle and how just discussing the real life crime was making us laugh. There is inherent comedy in what happened. And I think it's easy to laugh at because Nancy Kerrigan wasn't gravely hurt. Obviously,
Yeah.
if somebody died as a result of this, or if there was like a career ending injury, then it would be a different story. That would be much harder to laugh at.
Yep.
And we're never laughing at the domestic abuse. We're not laughing at the horrible things. We're just laughing at the fucking idiots doing them.
Yeah.
I think that's such a good example of how well they juggle multiple tones in this. But yeah, Paul Walter Hauser as Sean Eckhart.
Yeah. Fantastic.
I've been saying for years this man is super underrated.
Yeah.
He's very subtle in his performances, I think. The first thing I saw him in was that Frank Grillo show Kingdom.
He's in that, is he?
He is, yeah. He's an interesting character in that, yeah. Quite unusual, but I was like, who is this guy? And then I saw him in that Kristen Bell comedy about couponing.
Oh yeah, we watched that together. I quite liked that. I quite
We
enjoyed
did.
that.
I forget what it was called, but him and I think it was Vince Vaughn
Yeah.
doing like a two-hander. Really funny, really
Mm.
funny. He plays off other people very well.
Yeah. He's very good. He's a very good comedic actor. I think
Mm.
the first time I would have seen him was in Cobra Kai, actually. Cobra Kai
Right.
season 2, where he plays a
Okay.
character called Stingray. And he's doing his shtick. He thinks that it's actually very similar to his character in I, Tonya, I would say, in that he thinks he's kind of bullied a bit, but then learns a bit of karate and thinks that he's a badass.
Gotcha.
But he's not really. So I think it's like, I mean, I believe that he commits less crimes in that show, but that would have been the first thing I saw him in. And I didn't even realize it until doing research for this show.
Right.
And I've seen him in lots of things since, but I was going through his credits and I was like, oh my God, he was Stingray? That's fascinating.
I think most recently he was in Naked Gun.
Yeah, again, comedy, great comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's probably a lot that thing which is super boring to say, but the best comedians can also be very good at delivering dramatic performances.
Yeah.
Because there's so much, I think, to be so good at comedy, I think you have to be able to see the tragedy and point that out and twist that in a way. So I think you have to see things from multiple angles. So that's probably why
Yeah.
I think I've just nailed why comedians make very good dramatic actors. No one ever needs to discuss that again.
That was also an original thought.
It was, yeah, it's probably not. There's no such thing.
No, of course not.
I watched last night Richard Jewell for the first time, which is a Clint Eastwood joint.
Yeah, Clint Eastwood joint. Sorry, I can't take that seriously. You can't refer to Clint Eastwood movies in the same way that one would refer to a Spike Lee film.
No, true. Do you know what I reckon? Clint Eastwood in recent years, he's obviously more known for his directing these days. But again, I think for the most part, he just makes decent films. Nothing that sort of blows me away. And unless it's American Sniper, then it's a piece of shit. Have you seen that?
I haven't, no.
Terrible.
How
Rubbish.
was
Don't
Richard
watch it.
Jewell? Because that's been on my to-watch
It was
list
good.
for years.
It was really good. It
Okay.
was, and I think mostly because Paul Hauser is just absolutely brilliant. You've also got Sam Rockwell in there, and it's
Oh,
Paul Hauser, Sam Rockwell back and forth for a lot of it, and that works as well as you would think it would. It's brilliant.
okay.
And
I'm
I think,
sold.
and the story's super interesting as well. Like I wish I'd kind of watched it earlier.
Mm.
And I don't know why I didn't, but probably because it's a Clint Eastwood movie and I thought it was
Because
going
you
to be fine.
expected, yeah, a fusty old man movie.
Yeah. Just doing one single take. Couldn't have done another take there, Clint.
No, I'm 112.
It was good. Do you know what? Out of all of Eastwood's movies I've seen probably in the last 20 odd years, I would say that's probably up there with the best of them for me
Okay.
anyway. Worth watching for the performances alone. And like I say, super interesting story too. Definitely recommend that if you're in South Korea. Because it's the only place you can find it.
Yeah. When are
Luckily,
we getting this VPN sponsorship done?
No, I'm in South Korea, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just finding this out now.
Yeah. What else? Oh, I started watching a show on Apple called Blackbird, which I hadn't heard of. I'm 4 episodes in now. I think there's a couple left.
But that's relevant because it's also true crime, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, it is very relevant to the season. We couldn't have covered it because it's a show. Maybe we will do that one day. Who cares? It's our podcast. If you don't like it, go fuck yourself, can't you?
You've got to stop saying that.
Why?
Because you'll alienate our audience until there's no one left.
Listen, no one cares. No one cares. And certainly not me. Go fuck yourself.
I mean, I'm fine with this because your pet name for me is fuckface, so I'm used to it.
It's a term of endearment. If I call you a fuckhead, fuckface, cunt face, like whatever, it's because I like you.
I know that. That's what I'm saying. But other people don't necessarily know that.
Luckily, I don't give a fuck. If you're a regular listener, you know the score by now. It's fine. If you're a new listener, get used to it.
Well, I value you all.
Here we go. KNL. She doesn't mean that. She's lying to you.
Oh, good grief. Our first domestic caught on air.
What were we talking about? Blackbird. Paul Waterhauser. Oh my God. Like talking about performances, he is terrifying and tragic in that. I'm not going to spoil anything in that show. Definitely recommend it. It's a really solid, decent show to watch. Sarah, I think that you'll really like it. It's definitely something that's up your street.
I read about it when it was made, and I sort of got maybe like Mindhunter type vibes.
I
So
haven't
I am
seen Mindhunter.
missing out. But
Mm.
yeah, I am quite keen to check that one out.
I think you dig it. I think you would
Okay.
like it. And again, worth watching for his performance alone. Like what he's doing in that is insanely good. It's incredible. So
Okay.
yeah, I wonder what he's going to do next. Like I hope like just keeps doing good work. I'm sure he will.
Mm.
What's the last thing? Was he in Superman? Didn't he play Mole Man in
I don't
Superman? Was it
remember.
Superman or was that Suicide Squad? Can't remember now.
I can't remember.
It's definitely a DC thing. He
Okay.
wasn't in it much, and I remember thinking, "Oh, I hope that that character is in these things more. Maybe in Supergirl, in the Gillespie Supergirl
Oh,
movie,
yeah.
that would make sense." But yeah, I think I sort of enjoyed his. I think everyone's fantastic in this. Actually, Julianne Nicholson is it who we
Oh,
must have
yeah.
spoken about in our dream scenario show,
Mhm.
who I definitely recognised, and you didn't need to tell me who it was.
I mean, everybody's wearing a wig in this, so you'd be forgiven
Yeah.
for not recognizing them for a while.
Even if they had the same hair in every movie they did, I still wouldn't recognize them most of the time. It's not until I've seen someone 100 times I'm like, oh yeah, I know your face now.
So you've got face and hair blindness. Good to know.
Yeah, I think that she probably got the least to do in this. She's not in it much. She's like a rare beacon of light, I think, in this
Mm.
story for Tonya maybe. And I don't know how it played out in real life. She's not perfect, but you know who is. And I think that maybe she had the least interesting part to do because feels like she's just a safe pair of hands. She didn't have all of the crazy stuff, so she's less memorable in that way. But also, like it's probably a bit more difficult to deliver that kind of straight performance where we kind of like this person and trust her. Or
Yeah.
like I don't like and trust her at first. She seems a bit snobby, but later on in the story, it seems like she takes a liking to Tonya and wants to be there for her in the movie anyway. So maybe yeah, maybe she doesn't probably get as much praise as she should because she's not in it that much, but probably quite difficult to have a performance as grounded as that in a movie where everyone's just insane
Yeah,
in this
and
film.
also so difficult to stand out amongst such other heavy hitters. There are
Yeah,
so many
I mean,
big performances in this.
even the doing the cutaway talking head thing, Bobby Cannavale, even he is going large.
Yeah.
Even he's got really high hair that's kind of like bouncing
He'd
because
have
he's being
he'd
so
have been more at home
animated.
in Need for Speed.
Yeah, yeah, it was him or Dominic Cooper. But that was fun too. That was fun. That journalist stuff. I liked all of that, and I liked all of the fourth wall break. And I don't know, it added it just another dynamic to the film, which kind of it
Yeah.
broke the tension nicely. I think, particularly like what you said in moments of where it should be really uncomfortable viewing. That maybe Margot Robbie will look at the camera and sort of break that tension.
Mhm.
It was really well done. I thought.
Yeah. Yeah, but it never sort of downplays what she went through.
No.
Because you've even got where she gets the stray bullet to the face, and Jeff kind of piles her into the car, and they're stopped by the police, and the policeman kind of looks at Tonya with blood running down her face and goes, "Yeah, fine, go on."
Yeah.
So just like the number of times this woman was failed, I don't know.
Yeah. But
It does a really good job of hammering home all the serious stuff whilst somehow still being funny.
yeah, and also like not talking down about her, like not going, "Oh, poor Tonya," and like
Yeah,
forgetting the violins
absolutely.
out. It's like, no, this is a real person, is a real human being. She's not perfect either, and it's not like it's not what's the word I'm looking for? It's not patronizing or condescending in any way.
Mhm.
It just feels like it's whether or not some of it is. I'm sure some of it was embellished and not real, but it feels real,
Mm.
and it feels like it was coming from the right place. And I guess a lot of that, I guess most of it is the script, and that's why Margot Robbie really pushed to get this made. But also everything else, Gillespie, the performances all kind of fed into that.
And also, something we haven't mentioned so far, the soundtrack slaps.
Oh, it's great. Do you know,
It's so good.
it reminded me of a Scorsese movie in a lot of ways because there were a few, I think there were a couple of longer takes. The music had like a Scorsese feel to it where it was used perfectly in certain places, and like really there were needle drops in it, and
Yeah.
they were timed perfectly with some of the actions that are happening in the film. And I always loved that. Like Baby Driver is one of my favorite
I was
movies.
just going to say a little bit Edgar Wright. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Who
But
I guess in turn was influenced by Tarantino and other people like that.
I mean, he took it to the next level. Like there's never going to be a film like Baby Driver again, because it's just too fucking hard. But yeah, the soundtrack was great in this. To get all of that together, everything that we've spoken about for $11 million is mad. I maybe some people just didn't get paid at all, is my suspicion.
Or
but, you know.
Alternatively, maybe they just sent Margot Robbie to the record label offices, and she just turned up looking like Margot Robbie and said, "Please, can we have your song, please?" And they went, "Yeah, take it, because you're Margot Robbie, and we can't say no to you."
Yeah, there's probably something in that. You're right. Yeah.
I would do favors for Margot Robbie. I've never met her, but if she asked me, I'd be hard pressed to say no.
What would you do for Sebastian Stan then?
Nothing with that moustache.
No. Not if he's playing Jeff Galooly. No. But if he's Bucky Barnes, what wouldn't you do?
Yeah, that's a better question. I can fix him.
Something that I didn't notice in this movie is the visual effects.
I was going to get to that.
Well, now's a good time. I didn't even think about it. I did not notice it until you pointed it out to me, and then I noticed it. But when you think about it, yeah, Margot Robbie's not going to be doing a triple axel grind or whatever. Is it triple axel?
Triple axel, yeah.
Yeah, there's no way that she's going to learn how to do that in 4 months. She did do extensive training for months, but yeah, you're not learning that, are you? So they had to. I suppose they didn't really have a choice in that.
Yeah, it's funny because I initially, obviously the face mapping stuff is garbage. The lighting's off. It doesn't look good. But if the budget was 11 million, that makes sense that they had to cut some corners. And also, I think 8 years down the line, if they did it today, it would potentially look a lot better. But something that I hadn't realized is that I thought it was just that. I thought it was just the face swapping. But in actual fact, a lot of the skating itself was augmented, because I think to date, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think only 6 women have landed the triple axel since Tonya Harding. So Craig Gillespie kind of said, there's only 6 women that have done it since. If we get one of those, like one of those isn't going to be our stunt double, because they will be training for the Olympics.
Right, of course.
So they couldn't even get a stunt double who could do what Tonya Harding did. So even like the triple axel that was augmented with digital effects.
Yeah.
But I think that stuff, that is done pretty well. It was just the face swapping that looked a bit shonky, kind of took me out of it a bit.
Yeah, the face mapping's not perfect. It's not great, but you know what? It was super low budget. I think we can forgive that. And I think in a worse movie that would be a problem, but I think it's a really solid, really good movie. So like I don't really care at that point. And like I said, I didn't notice until you told me. But yeah, I suppose it makes sense. Like you're not going to find someone to do the triple axel, and if you do, like you say, they'll be training for they'll be in the Olympics.
They're going to be busy.
There's no way that the head coach is going to let them out to do that. Not maybe one of the Mighty Ducks was available. I don't know. We could have maybe gotten Joshua Jackson or one of the Knuckle Brothers or whatever they're called, Chuckle Brothers. What are they called? Bash Brothers.
Bash Brothers. It was Knuckle Pork.
That's right. Mixing up my Mighty Ducks references. Not one fucking flying V in this.
I know. I know. What a missed trick.
Bollocks.
And no Queen songs either.
Well, that's a good thing.
Don't let your sister hear you say that.
I do not like Queen. That's well, everyone that stayed listening, where I told people to go fuck themselves, they've now switched off because they're big fans of Queen. So now we've got no listeners.
Should we wrap this up then?
Now everyone's left. It was appropriate, I guess. Yeah. So Do you know what? I really enjoyed watching it. I enjoyed watching it the first time I saw it. I think I enjoyed it a bit more watching it this time.
Was this a second watch for you then?
Second watch for me. And I think I enjoy it even more now having spoken about it.
Wow,
It's it's
okay.
it's often the case where if we're not covering it for a podcast, I'll enjoy a film. I'll watch a film, I'll enjoy it, but I won't really think about why I enjoyed it.
Mm.
In this case, I think I've just talked myself into thinking maybe this is my second favourite Gillespie movie.
You've just
If
talked
not,
yourself up a star.
yeah, I think so. I don't know. I think I was at a 4 anyway, but
Yeah.
I think and I'm probably still at a 4,
Me too.
but oh, what a surprise! But I think it's a high 4.
Mm.
Have you been pretty solid, like consistent? You've seen it twice, 3 times?
3 or 4 times now.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
Has it always been the same level for you?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. It's not something I revisit very often, but then having said that 3 or 4 times in 8 years is
Yeah.
actually quite a lot. But yeah, I don't know. There is something inherently rewatchable about it, and I think
Mm,
that is the tonal shifts and just the performances. It it feels weird calling it a fun watch
mm,
because it feels like it shouldn't be given the topic, but it kind of is.
yeah.
Like it addresses some serious topics without getting too bogged down in them, but while remaining mostly respectful.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people were maybe upset that it didn't touch more on Nancy Kerrigan's experience.
I thought about this when we were having our conversation just a few minutes ago. I don't know if you remember, or you were there, I think.
Was I
But
in body,
yeah,
if not mind?
I kind of felt bad that we hadn't spoken about Kerrigan. But,
Mm.
it is this, I'm sure that, they could make a film called I Kerrigan, I Nancy. So, you know, this is called I, Tonya, and it is about that story and
Do you
the
know
way
why
she was.
it's called I, Tonya?
I don't. Will you please tell me?
It's because of a 1934 historical novel called I, Claudius that was written about the Roman emperor as though it were an autobiography.
Mm,
So that's why.
interesting. Interesting. Yeah. Well, like I say, maybe I Nancy will be a thing one day. But yeah, I can understand that criticism, I guess, but that's not what the movie is. So, fine, have that opinion, but go watch a documentary where I'm sure there's lots. And I think back in the day, it was all about, Nancy Kerrigan was this kind of do no wrong person, this victim. And, she was a victim, not trying to downplay that. It was horrible what happened to her. But it seems
But I
like
think,
she got quite a lot of play back then. So
yeah.
let's tell it from a different side.
But also, I think from a really cynical perspective, putting my humanity to one side, the Tonya Harding story is more interesting.
Yeah, that's what sells, baby. Like,
Yeah.
let's put bums in seats. This is what they all want. I think it made about 50 million, so it didn't
Okay.
amazing, but 5
No,
times its
but
budget is good though.
an Oscar win and other
Yeah,
nominations is
true.
excellent.
True. And just, on everyone's CV, I bet there's a bunch of people that have gotten jobs after this because of this movie
Mm.
and just gone, you know what? I thought that you were just Bucky Barnes, but actually you were great in I, Tonya.
But you're also
Um,
Jeff Galooly.
and you're also Jeff Galooly, and that's bad. Or maybe it's good.
I
Um,
feel like someone like him shouldn't have a name that's so fun to say.
no, he should be called Jeff Dark or something.
Yeah, just
Not
something
even
really boring.
yeah, like no, I don't know, Brian. Um, Margot Robbie, I think, was probably in that stage, just having done, and we will wrap up in a minute, but just having done Suicide Squad. It's interesting that she chose to go down this. I'm sure she was getting huge offers, and she did
Mm.
that Will Smith movie where she nicks things sometimes called Focus. That's right. Um, and Wolf of Wall Street, obviously, she was in that. But this feels like it was maybe the first time that she had a leading role where it was just something a bit more serious, like a proper acting role. Not to downplay Harley Quinn, she's fucking phenomenal in that role. She's
Yeah,
like
no,
the definitive Harley Quinn.
I don't think you need to qualify it. I
No,
know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. So decent. Good choice.
Oh, thank you. That's not what you were saying last week.
No, it wasn't. I couldn't wait to finish talking about Snowtown. And Snowtown's a funny one because it's got such a
it's
fun name.
hilarious.
But you think, like, from the title of the movie, you think, oh, what is this? Is this about, like, the holidays? Is this a Christmas movie? Has it got Santa in it? Are we building snowmen? No, we're not doing any of that stuff.
God, the number of people that might have watched it in error based on the name. Ooh.
I can imagine people sitting down, like, it's the first day of the holiday season. Oh, Snowtown. We should play that joke on someone. Who do we know that loves watching Christmas movies?
Lindsay. Oh, no, we can't do it.
Oh, we can't do that to Lindsay.
No way. She doesn't
Someone
deserve
else. Someone else. So yeah, fun movie to talk about this week.
Mm-hmm.
I have not seen the movie that we're covering next week, so I don't know what kind of tone to expect from that, but I suspect it might be a slightly darker tone again. Am I right?
Do you want to remind me what it is? Because I'm in Google Drive and I can't find it.
All right, well, I'll remind you. This is becoming a recurring part of the show. Welcome to our latest segment. Dan tells Sarah what her movie is in her season that we're doing next.
Look, you're the spreadsheet guy.
I am a spreadsheet guy.
I am. What's my purpose?
Oh, you're also here. You're also here.
Yeah, I'm also present.
You do all the social media.
That's it. Yeah, when I remember.
Oh yeah, no, it's we're doing Formula One. The next episode, aren't we? F1, the new movie.
Oh no, for real though. What's episode 3 of the season?
For reals. Haven't seen it. We're doing Boys Don't Cry.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, right. So I know from your reaction there, like, kind of, it's not going to be a laugh a minute.
Oh God, no. More
as with many of these films.
Performances.
Right.
An interesting story. A female director.
Oh, good.
But yeah, it's not a laugh riot, that's for sure.
Cool. Well, I look forward to meeting up with you again. And listeners, if you're still here, let's all look forward to another uplifting fun time movie next week with Boys Don't Cry.
Hooray!
Hey, hurrah!